All right, we are live in our daddy daughter show wherein I interview my beautiful little girls, Akisha, Elisa, Isaiah. Well, today we've got my little daughter. Let me see if I'm live in our Facebook. Yep, we are live in our Facebook. If you're watching live, please comment live. If you are watching on the replay, please comment replay. Again, if you are, we're here. Basically, I interview my daughters. So, anak, how is everything there? I was busy today, yesterday and today, and I did that Alzheimer's disease dementia care seminar that I do once a month. And what's going on in your world, in your room? Is that your
Good.
room? At the Elisa's room.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. So, what's going on there? What have you been doing?
We watched the movie
What movie?
called The Way Home.
The Way Home. Did they teach you to go way home?
No, it was teaching about a little kid that got lost.
Mm-hmm. Where did they go?
He went in the woods.
And then
He got found.
what happened? What is the lesson there?
Mm, have faith in God, because if you have faith in God, then you won't fail, and you won't be able to regret because you have so much faith in Him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I
Yeah.
think
So
that's the moral lesson.
is that going to be your topic for today?
Yep.
Go ahead and talk about it.
Okay, so today my topic is don't be afraid of failure, but don't feel regret. So I'm going to take this to like a story from the Bible. See? So this it will be from Matthew 8, and this is verse 23, the one where Jesus calms the storm. This is what the whole thing will be about. So it's about Jesus got in a boat and with his disciples, but while they were in the ocean in this boat, this wooden boat, he was asleep during that time. And this storm, it just miraculously just came, and it was so loud and furious. Like it was so big, and the waves were crashing, and everyone thought that they were going to perish because of this storm, and they lost faith. They were afraid of failure, but like they thought that they weren't going to win against the storm because Jesus, he was sleeping. So I mean, they kind of lost faith in him that they would fail, and they didn't think that they would win. So, but then they tried to wake Jesus up, and they're saying, Lord, please help us. We are going to drown. And this, they kept asking him and asking him for him to wake up. And then he just replied, you with so little faith, your faith is so small, because usually your faith, you should have a big ball of faith. Like the sun, your faith should be even bigger than that, even bigger than the universe. That kind of faith, that your faith that you would be able to do anything for like just to be with Jesus, because those people, the disciples of Jesus, they were very special because he only had 12 disciples, right? And those he chose, Jesus chose those 12 people out of how many people could he have chosen? So they should have an amazing faith. But during that time, they lost their faith, and they were afraid of them. They're afraid of failing, but you shouldn't be afraid of failing, but it is okay to be afraid. You get it? Okay, so he said that your faith is so small, and why are you so afraid? So, yeah, and then as soon as he finished that, he rebuked the storm. He just told it to stop, like stopping a car with the brakes. That's what he practically did. He used his words, and the storm immediately calmed down. The sun was back, and it was shining, and it was very nice and like calming attitude, unlike when they were in that storm. So this is what it's all about practically. You shouldn't be afraid of failure, because if you have faith, then you won't be needing to think about failure. And if you are afraid of failure, then those failures that you have, then they will become regrets. And regrets are even worse than failures, because those regrets are stuck inside of you. They can't get out unless you tell them to get out. You need to tell them to get out in order to make them perish and die and be eliminated practically. So you should not be afraid of failure, because failure is, you can have many failures in life. Everyone will at least encounter dozens and millions of failures in life, because we're human. We make sins, and those sins, they're just sins, and it's just practical. It's normal for us to make sins and fail in life, because life is life. It's a game, and in games you fail. No one can truly win in life unless you have faith in God, because God is the one that saves us all. He made us so we won't die, because our body will die, but our spirit will live. You get it? So our failures, don't think about failures too much, because those failures that you will think of, they'll just be they'll be bothering you every single time, like you go to sleep, and then you'll think of, oh, there's a failure that I did, and then you're just thinking and thinking and thinking about all these failures that you have done, and then those failures become regrets. Those regrets will become even bigger, and then you'll have too many regrets by the time you are sleeping, because you shouldn't have regrets. Regrets don't make who you are. It's not what nothing make let's see. Failures do not make you who you are. Nothing that is bad makes you who you are. It's the positivity inside you. And faith is a positivity, because you are positive that Jesus will save you. And if you have positivity, it will flow through your veins, and it will be in your brain, and it will be the only thing that you're thinking about. So if a bad day happened, you should only think about the positive things, like the good things that happened. What did you get to do during that day that was fun and energetic? And like it says right here, failure is just an event. It is not a person. It's just an event. You can think about failure, but is failure even something that you can meet? You may not meet up to your standards, but that is a failure, but that's not specifically what you're talking about. Failure is just an event. So you can't really meet it practically, but you may not meet your standards. But it's your standards that you're talking about, not your failure. And your failure will never be up to you, because you are too high, and you are much better than your failure, because we fail many times. So we sin many times, but make sure to not do the same thing over and over again, because it's just not that really smart to do the same thing over and over again. That's part of failing, because you should know by now, the first time you do it, that you should not do it anymore. If you had too many candies, you should be able to know and find out that you should not eat so many candies in one day, or eat too many chocolates during Halloween. So for the next year, you should notice that you shouldn't eat so much. So you shouldn't do it over and over again. That's being repetitive. You're repeating it, and we don't need to repeat so many things. There are some things that you need to continue repeating, like praying. to Jesus, because you need to be repetitive over these things. So His Holy Spirit will come down and wash your whole body spiritually and physically and emotionally and all the things that you could think of. He has cleansed you because you are positive about it, and you're not afraid of failures, and you cannot feel regret because you are positive about everything. You are not regretting about the bad things that you have done in life, because those will come to pass. Those are in the past. And like I said in a different daddy daughter show, um forget wait forgive and forget. You should forgive and forget. That's what I said in a different daddy daughter show. But this is what we are practically doing over again, but in a different way. So you should be positive about everything, because positive outcomes makes positive energy practically. You being positive makes other people positive, and they won't reflect on the failures and the regrets that they have. So yeah.
It's amazing. Go ahead and close na, anak.
Okay, so I hope you had a great time watching this video of Daddy Daughter Show, where my dad, Dr. Mike Chua, DPT or PT, obviously a doctor of something, and interviewing me and all three of us, Elisa, Keisha, and Isaiah Chua, and interviewing us about how to improve on our lifestyles and make you more positive and happy about life. And don't forget the word fast. So I'll let Daddy take care of that. The word fast. Daddy? Ah, right. F. Find friends. So you should find friends that will push you to your next limit. And if you don't find friends that will push you to the next limit, then you'll just stay there on the same level while other people are going to the top. You are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So it's better to find friends that push you to your next limit. A stands for action. Take action in the things that you want to do, because you will regret it while your time passes, and you will get weaker and weaker. So I mean, you should take action now instead of doing it later in life. And S, shoot for the moon. So you should say, shoot for the moon, because if you miss, you'll land with the stars. And there are many stars in the world, too many to count actually. And this universe is so big that you can land on any star. And all these stars, they may be far away for us, but they're actually really close together. So you can talk to other people that are stars, and these stars that they are failed, but they didn't focus on failure. They focused on positivity, and now they're having so much fun with their other stars. And then teach it. You need to teach it, because if you see it, you forget it, and if you say it, you remember it. But if you I forgot how it went, but it was it's say it, see it, say it, and then teach it. But the teach it, you remember it. So if you see it, you will know it. But if you, well, I don't know. But teach it, that's when you remember. Teach other people to not focus on their failures, because if they focus on their failures, they'll regret. So yeah. Bye.
Very good, anak. Very good. All right. Yeah, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Be awesome, be great, be excellent, and we will see you later.